welcome to the live Q&A webinar. We're going to begin with an introduction to the webinar, what we're going to do in every step. And let me just make sure that it's recorded. Okay, I'll do it in a second. Firstly, we're going to begin with the comment questions, as always. Okay, questions that we commonly get from this previous webinar, other webinars as well. And then we're going to go with dynamic questions. This will be filled with questions by you guys that you can put down, regardless of the subject that I'm teaching. Even if I'm teaching about margin and you have a question about, I don't know, calculation, so you can obviously ask it and I will address it accordingly. And on the third part, we'll have it's more for information. So I'm going to paste some links and some pages that can assist you with just giving you a shortcut rather than to look for things by yourself. And lastly, if we'll have time, so analysis. This is only if questions that will be asked are not going to be covered with analysis anyway. Otherwise, perhaps we'll choose to put more time into different things. After all, I'm trying to give you as much as information as I can, and obviously to be practical. Okay, so any capital markets and trading information disclosed in this webinar is provided for informative purposes only. It should not be constructed or applied as an investment advice, recommendation, or a suggestion. Like I said, guys, I'm going to go for 10 seconds to make sure that everything is recorded as it's supposed to be, and then we will begin. Thank you very much. Okay. So everything seems in place. We're gonna dive down to the webinar itself. We're not gonna waste a second. So first thing is comment questions that we get, like I said previously. Thank you. Sonia is asking if the webinar is recorded. The answer is yes. I'm sorry, forgot to mention the webinar will be uploaded to YouTube later on. So even if you missed a thing or you just you want to see things again, so it will be on our channel on YouTube. Okay, so the first question, let me just bring up a notepad so we can be organized with the answers, and perhaps later on we can paste it on the presentation itself. How can I put it in a way? I'm just gonna paste it. To be honest, I'm just gonna paste it. It will be more convenient for everybody. So how can I get a senior account manager? Let's begin with, first of all, what exactly is an account manager, right? So a senior account manager, what I'm teaching, all the basic things, regular orders and pending orders and margin and leverage and calculations and analysis, all of these things can be addressed by also a senior account manager, because the people that we hire usually are trading on their own. So you can, of course, get any kind of assistance related to trading for a from a senior account manager. And the way that you do it is you can go here to the live chat, click on chat with us, and then of course you can get yourself an account manager. I do suggest to check with the registration department how much you need to qualify for a senior account manager, but it changes from time to time. So obviously, you need to just get an update about it. Okay, so this is regarding a senior account manager. I'm just going to put here the answer, and the answer is, just a second, simply activate your account. Okay, and to go to the live chat and ask for assignment. Ask for assignment, right? All right, we have a question here. At some point today's presentation, please you can explain how to copy a trader on AvaSocial. We're not gonna do that, Susie, unfortunately, because I am using a computer, and to do that I need a device that is applicable with an application. But I do believe if you go to our tab with to Ava Socials tab, you have a video there. You have a tutorial there, and you can ask your account manager. As I just said, look how nice, how simple things are. You can just ask your account manager, he's gonna assist you doing that. Okay, so second question is how to choose a good entry point. Okay, this is actually, should I keep it for the end? Because this question will take us time and it's much more complex than the other questions that I see. Actually, I'm gonna begin with it. Every time promising to speak about analysis, and this is we couldn't get any better question to discuss the analysis. Let's try that. So how to choose a good entry point? First of all, let me understand what exactly is an entry point. So because we're trading here CFDs or contracts for difference, that means that each position that I take is destined to be closed. It's not in when I started, we didn't have CFDs, if I remember correctly. You could just buy a stock and you visited in a year, in a few years. Okay, if it made profits, I've made profits. Otherwise, I would obviously make losses. Now, CFDs is leveraged trading with positions that are destined to be closed at some point. That means that the more I'll put time and effort to find a good entry to enter to the position, will there be a stock market rally or a short recession? Let me put your question down, Eric. Thank you very much. This is a lovely question by Eric McConey. We're gonna put your question down, Eric. This is a lovely one. I will address it as soon as we are done with our businesses here. So an entry point now. Like I said, contract for difference. The more time I'll put into my entry point, so I'll get better price. Better price means better odds for me in the market, etc., etc. Now, if I'm now looking at the chart with, let's take something that is a little more visible. How is Netflix doing? Very, very, very interesting. Obviously, if I compare it to where it's been, and then we can, okay, it's not mandatory to know any of the things that I'm explaining because I'm just showing an example how to choose a good entry point. Okay, later on, perhaps if we'll have more time. So 297, that's the price for Netflix. Now, if I'm looking at Netflix and I see that Netflix, maybe it will confuse the audience. Let's just keep it as a line. Put here a line. Put here a line. Okay, now I'm looking at Netflix and I'm thinking, when would be the best, what would be the best price to open a position? Okay, first of all, this is actually something I have to explain, so we're just going to do it quickly and then we'll carry on. We're looking at weekly candles. Each of those candles is a week, right? As you can see here, it's changing while I'm changing the candles. This week, previous week, 2 weeks, November, right? October here, yeah, right? September. So every candle is a week. Now, I'm looking at 297 and I'm positive, as an example, that Netflix can still go up. Up where? Let's suppose to the area 320. All right, let's be humble about it. I don't want to put it here or something. All right, now I can buy right now. Well, not right now because the market is closed, but I can buy with the price that I have currently. That means that if the market is going to open in a couple of hours, I can take the position now. That means I can take, let's say, three options to enter, 3 variations. I can enter now, enter with now price, right? Then I can enter with the trend. If it keeps going up, enter with the trend, or I can wait until it's done, and then when it's done, to enter after the trend. Okay, don't worry. Whatever, if it's not fully understood, I will explain it at least another couple of times. Okay? We're gonna get a little closer look. We're not gonna look at weeks. We're gonna change to days. Now every candle is a day. Remember, we've marked 320 as our goal price. That means that we're looking for another $20 up. How can I know that it's doable? Because it's been there just second would be roughly beginning of the month, and again on the 5th, and again on the 9th. Anyway, it's been there occasionally every almost 3 days, maybe 2 days, 3 days. Let's say between 2 to 3 days. Okay, I don't want to be on point, as accurate that I can. Now, okay, so we wrote down there are 3 variations for me to enter. Now, that means that as soon as the market is open, I'm just gonna take a buy, right? I can enter with the trend. That means that if, for instance, I have a movement of I don't know, $10, maybe it's too much. Let's say $5. Okay, so I can enter here, right? Later today. Okay, let's suppose if it got to this price, so I can wait until it's higher and then to take a buy. Sometimes it could be dangerous. Okay, or I can enter after the trend. That means that I'm waiting until, if it goes down 297, if it go against me to here, let's say 290, and then I know that from this price, every time it's been on that price, it climbed up. So I can claim that I want a cheaper price. I want to begin with a lower price, and then my way up is longer, and that I acquire more movements. Instead of 297 to 320, 290. It's enough that it will go a dollar higher. I'm already making profits. So we're just gonna mark it on the chart. Okay, so this is the now price. Actually, I don't need to mark it. I think, is that understood? Do I need to place things on the chart? Do you guys understand what I'm explaining, or it's a bit too complex? If you need me to recap, that's the purpose of this webinar, and I will recap 100%. But if it's understood, so I'd rather carry on and give more time to your questions, guys. So do we have any more questions regarding this subject that I'm explaining? Okay, so we need a recap. All right, Bashir, please recap. Ria, recap. Okay, no problem. No problem. I'm happy that you're asking for a recap. All right. Let's suppose, okay, let's understand something important. If I buy now, okay, if I buy, do you think that Netflix can go down against me? If I buy here, 297, I buy. You think that it can go lower? Is there any potential it will go lower? Absolutely yes. There is no doubt about it. Of course. Okay. If I buy here 290, let's say let's take it even more to let's try to optimize it even a little more. 287. Okay, 287, and this is what we called one of the one of the support lines. We're gonna paint it in white. Support. Okay, one of the levels. Now, if I buy at 287, can it go lower than 280? The answer is absolutely yes. But because I have a support line, I feel more confident. We have a question here by Ola. Please, can you explain this same question using Forex rather than stocks? Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes, Ola. With pleasure. With pleasure, I'll do that. But first, let's understand this example. So if I buy at 287, I can also buy here, by the way. I can wait if it gets to here. I can also buy here. But if I buy here, I'm taking a risk that if it already broke the support, I can take a risk that it will go even farther. Okay? Now, if I buy here before the support line, 287, am I scared that it will go lower than 280? As an example, less. Why less? Because if I buy here in the middle of the action, in the middle of the trend, I know that it can go lower than that. I know because the market fluctuates, right? It can go lower. If I buy it on the trend, so maybe I'll make profits, but again, I'm already half away, so I'm making less profits than if I buy it here and it get to 320 because I get it in a cheaper price. Does it make sense? It also has it also has a disadvantage because if it doesn't get to here, 280, I'm not even gonna buy. I'm not gonna buy at all. Maybe I'm not gonna take the position. Okay? So the advantage of taking a buy with the trend is obviously that you're with the trend. There is a question here, closing a trade. How does one trade on the platform? Just a second. Your question is beautiful, Christina. I'm just gonna put it down if you don't mind because I'll have to recompose it probably. Closing trade. How does the trade? Selecting. Okay. Okay, let me just a second. Okay, we'll address it. Oh, there are many questions. Many questions here. I'm just gonna keep one, if you don't mind. How does one close a trade? Okay. All right, we'll address it. No problem. Of course I might lose. I might lose no matter where. I might lose. There is no doubt about it, right? Sorry, I think I did something accidentally. What did I do? There we go. So of course I can lose, but my hope is to get it in a better price. If I'm buying, my intention is it will go higher, and if my intention is it will go higher, I want to find myself the most secure point that I can. There is a risk to lose money all the time. Even if I buy it here, potentially, still it can go lower. There is no doubt. But it just make more sense to buy here for me as an example because I'm looking at the support line and the support line is 280, right? Before the support line 287 because it seems like it could bounce up, right? Of course, there is also an advantage to buy with the trend because with the trend it's already heading up. But that means that I'm going to lose all of this area. I'm going to lose all of this area, okay, that I could have acquired. Does it make sense? Why don't you sell instead of buying? Because at the end of the day, this is the price that I've marked, 320. I'm aiming for 320. So if I'm selling, I'll sell, right? But I'm not going to sell here. I'm going to probably sell here as an example because I want to gain. Okay, perhaps I can explain something and then it will make more sense. There are two elements. Let's take a currency now. USD. Let's go with Euro USD. Okay. All right. So there are two. Let it open. Let it open. Let's change it. Maybe it will load faster. All right. So for me to make profits, there are two elements that determine my profits. One of them is movements. Secondly is units. Okay, I multiply the movements with the units and then I get sum. That means the bigger the movements, the higher the profits. The bigger the units, the higher the profits. And also with the loss. The more units, the more loss, the more movements, the more loss. But my intention, because I don't want to take a big position, right? Let's see the difference. Let's mark a price. Let's say just we'll put it here. Okay, we're gonna make a quick comparison, guys. Are we buying? Yes, perfect. All right, and we're gonna go with our stop loss. It's irrelevant. At the moment, it's irrelevant. Actually, it is relevant. So I'm gonna put it here anyway. All right. Now, I have 0.10 and I've increased it by 100 pips, and this is why I'm making $100. Can everybody see that? Can everybody see that? Right? 10,000 euros multiply 100 pips give us $100. This is 10 multiply 10 gives us 100. Very simple, right? Now we're going to increase it only by 10 pips, and we're going to increase the lot size instead of the movements. We're going to get it much closer. How much closer? Closer to here, to a level of scalping. Okay, here. I'm still going to make the same amount of money, almost, right? Let's just be a little more accurate. Okay, I'm still going to make, where is our line? 3. Okay, I'm still gonna make the same amount of money as I did with the previous example, right? I'm still gonna make the same amount of money. What is the difference? Previously, I had more movements and less units. In here, I have more units and less movements. Okay. I'm confused. Netflix example you changed. I know. But I've been requested to show it on a Forex, so I thought it might be helpful. Never mind. Let's finish the example with Netflix. I hope that Bashir, you understood the difference. You understood why I've explained about the entry. So if we go back to what we started, like I said, I have asked guys about when is the best entry. So we said I can buy here. Okay, this is the support line that I chose. And my intention is the green line. Green line, we're gonna put it as a gold price. Gold price. Okay, we have 3 places to enter, as I said. Now, when asset is moving, and after the asset has moved. Now, that means that I can buy with the price we have now. I can buy maybe later after it moved a little. Maybe so I'll have indication that it's really heading up and not down. Or I can wait until it's in a cheaper price, and then of course I have a bigger area to enjoy. All of this, I can make more profits. Okay? Again, it's true that I can lose, but I can put a stop loss and then it will prevent me from losing more than I expected. Okay, this is bigger than that, right? Can we all agree? All right, if it's truly gonna get there. Now, let's carry on. Do we have any more questions? You guys asked for a recap. I decided to give you a recap. Do we have any more questions regarding this? Of course, with a pleasure. With a pleasure. I'm happy that you asked it. Okay, let's carry on at this point. How to choose entry point. We've marked it. It's now price on the move. On the move and after the move. Okay. Should I use leverage? What do you guys think? Should I use leverage? Is that a good thing? Should I use leverage or not? Let's suppose that I want to buy some, we said S&P, right? That's the first thing we opened with. Let's suppose I want to trade one lot of S&P. And I want to make, I don't know, 390, 399. Okay, that seems like an interesting price. Okay, from previous fall, we can try to calculate the next lower price, meaning a difference. Okay, we'll get to that. My question now, you know what? Let's, for the sake of the discussion, this is just a little simpler. Can we? Okay. 4,000. We're aiming for a buy, a little more than $100, 105 to be exact. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put here $4,000 in our potential. Ooh, that's nice. That's nice, but perhaps it's a little too nice. Let's keep it realistic. Okay, perfect. So, actually, no. Actually, we're gonna keep it this way. So, can I? Let's just understand exactly what's happening here. S&P 500. Okay, the price. Now price is 3897. Sorry, 6. Oh, it moved. Never mind. Okay, gold price is 4,000. How many shares do we need? Well, it's wrote here 100. Let's do 100. Multiply. What is the price? 3896. Okay. Guys, what is the value? How much this position cost without leverage? How much this position cost without leverage? Yeah? How much? Anybody knows? I'm gonna give you 7 seconds to answer, and then I will give the answer. How much these positions worth? What is the value? Very true. It's written. It's written already. Very, very nice. All right. Thank you, Stephen. You're very sharp. Let's put here 300. Of course, I can do it on a calculator. Thought you'd never ask. 3,896 multiply 100. This is how much the position, thank you, Eric, should cost me. A little more than $250,000. To be honest, this is close to $500,000, but never mind. Okay, can I buy this position without leverage? Can Danny take this position without leverage? Can I take this positions, guys? Is that possible? I only have 10,000. Remember, look, my account is on 10,000. So without leverage, there is no chance in the world that I'll take the position. I don't have enough capital, right? Thanks to leverage, I can. Now, leverage, okay, let you buy or sell more units with the same balance. Therefore, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Is leverage good or bad? Is it good or bad, guys? Should I use leverage? Not good and not bad. it just let me do more things with the same balance, right? It's not good or bad. So let's just understand what this question is about. Should I use leverage? Now, because without the leverage, I can't take this position. So obviously, I have to use leverage to take this position, right? But if I reduce it to 0.1, how much do I need? Less, much less, right? 10% less to be accurate. Now, I'm still using leverage, right? There is no doubt I'm still using leverage, but I'm using the leverage. I'm less relying on the leverage. I'm using the leverage, but I'm not relying on the leverage. Okay, and the impact of my account will be accordingly. So, for instance, the same way I'm aiming for $100 up, look, $100 up. This is a little more. Okay, let's not 105. I'm aiming $100 up, and I could just as much. You know what? Let's be a little more realistic because I feel that it will be difficult to show the other side with a stop loss. So we're gonna go for just $50 up, okay, which is here, and we're gonna go for $50 down, which is here. Okay, so we had one lot. We have to use leverage. Very good. Our potential gain is 5,000 almost, and our potential loss is equal. Okay. Now, regardless that I can take this position, and I can definitely take this position because I see that I'm leveraged. Okay. What does that mean, by the way? What does that margin impact is really standing for? Margin impact, the amount needed to open the position, isn't it? Now, because I'm leveraged or multiplied, you can say leveraged or more multiplied, they are the same for me. So I can divide this number, okay, by my leverage. And what is my leverage? My leverage is, if I click here on the eye so I can see my leverage, 1 to 200. Okay, let's see if I divide 300 and why isn't it? Oh, I accidentally took NASDAQ, sorry. It keeps on changing. Very good. If I divide 389,000 by 200, what will I get? I will get this number. Okay, and when I have this number, I know that I can take the position. The question is, should I use the leverage? Should I rely on the leverage? So to use it, I have to use it. This is a contract for difference platform, as I mentioned it just 10 minutes ago. But to rely on it, no, I definitely don't have to rely on it. If I take such a big position, I'm taking the risk of wiping $5,000 out of my account as a fact. Okay, as you can see here, I have demonstrated hypothetically with stop loss and take profit, and then I can see the proportions. Okay, this is gonna stop my position with the take profit. Take profit is exactly as it sounds. I'm putting it on the chart. It closes my position with a profit. Stop loss is gonna stop my position with a loss. Okay, that's as simple as it sounds. Now, the fact that I can take the position doesn't mean that it's a smart thing. So if I reduce the position to 10% of it, right, my potential gain or loss became 10% smaller. I'm still using the leverage, but I'm not relying it on the same way that I did before. Okay, before I took a position way beyond my capital, 300 and almost 400,000. 40,000 is closer to my capital, and this is why the impact of my account will be smaller. Okay, is that understood? Do we have any questions regarding this this explanation, this question? Recap, of course, with pleasure. So we said if I take one lot and it gets from this price to that price, I'm gonna make or lose $5,000. How much is $5,000 out of the 10 that I have? Let's do a quick comparison. Never mind. 10,000 minus 5,000. Remember, I can take this position. I wish I could have showed you, but I can take it because it requires 2,000 margin and I have 10. So this is what will happen if it triggers the stop loss. I'm gonna left with half of my account, 50% down, right? If I take my 10,000 and I'm using the leverage to take this position, I'm still using it. Look, I can't take this position. I reduced it by 10 to 10%. I'm still using the leverage. Okay, 38,000 is something that I do not have on my balance. I'm still using the leverage, yes, but I'm not relying on it as the previous example. And this is why 10,000 minus 500 equals 9,500 and not 5,000. Okay, is that understood? Is that understood? Perfect. Very good. Of course. Thank you, Alexei. Very good. All right. So we're going to carry on. Let what we have left here still. Should I use leverage? Okay. CFDs are mostly with leverage built in. Therefore, we can use it, but not have to rely on it. Okay. All right. All right. Perfect. How can I know how much I gain? Oh, we just did that. We just did it. Look how nice. We actually covered this one as well, but I'm just going to recap it just for the sake of the discussion. So how can I know how much to gain or lose? Okay, so it's written right here. It's written right here. 3,895 to 3,944. That's a difference of $50. I'm showing it to you to just moved. Never mind. You have to believe me to if you see the webinar earlier, I just did this calculation on the calculator, and then all I do is I hypothetically use the take profit and the stop loss, which our platform is doing, but I could just as much multiply. Let's paste this question. Okay, how can I know? We're gonna put here the solution, and that's gonna be movements equals, movements multiply units equals sum. Okay, this is how you can know. You multiply the movements in this case is 10, by the movements as we said 50, okay, from here to here that's 50, and then you can of course get the result. 10 multiplied 50, you can see it both sides, here and here. Here it's not a round number because we have the spread. We're not going to delay ourselves explaining what the spread is. Okay, let's just do here units multiply movements equals sum. Yeah, perfect. All right, we're just gonna get this guy's a little lower so we'll know that those are the answers. Thank you, Akila. How do I keep track on what I'm doing? That's a good question. I don't know how to explain it. I just do things. I don't think too much. So what are the pending orders? So pending orders, as I've explained. So pending orders, let's just paste the question here. We're gonna take what is pending order, what are pending orders, and we're gonna give the solution. So pending orders are prices that I mark on the chart, and closing my position automatically, right? That means that the positions that we have marked here, we're gonna paint our goal with green and our, God forbid, loss with red. And we will see that, are we buying? Yes. So we will see that if it gets to this price, it's gonna close our position with a profit, and if it gets to this price, right, if it goes down, so it will close it with a loss, right? What is the advantage using pending orders? Anybody know? What is the advantage using pending orders? Why should I use pending orders? Why should I use pending orders, right? If you tell me, Danny, I want to use pending order and stop my position with a profit, that's insane. Just let it run. Just let it float. Why to stop the position with the profit? That's crazy. Why do I have to stop it here when I can get to my position to perhaps to here and make much more money? Look, 4,000, how much is that gonna give us? Ooh, a lot of money, much more money. So why should I put an effort and think about take profit and stop loss? What's the logic behind it? Anybody knows? Stop loss I can understand. Look, stop loss every person can understand. If I don't put a stop loss and it goes to here, I'm in a problem. I'm in a much bigger problem. And instead of losing 500, I can lose, God forbid, well, more, right? I can lose much more than double. Why would I use a take profit? Why? Why not just to let it keep on going? No? Does it make sense what I'm asking? So I'm going to give you another 5 seconds to answer, and then I'm going to give you the answer. Okay, Susie, you wrote a safety net. Okay, that's acceptable. Okay, Sean, you gave the answer, but I'm going to give more people. Okay, Bashir, you got it as well. Perfect. Okay, so more people. Okay, so we understand that if I don't mark this price and I'm aiming it to get to here, and let's hypothetically pretend that it didn't go all the way to here, it just got to 3,900 and then it got to here and then it got even lower. So if I don't use a take profit, can my position turn around? Can my position turn around? The answer is not only yes, okay? The answer is not only yes, because remember, the market doesn't go in a straight line. It always bounces, always up and down, up and down. So if I don't mark a take profit here, okay, even if it passes that price, do I have any guarantee that it will stay higher? Can anybody promise me that it will get to here or even any higher? Absolutely not. It can turn around and tomorrow it will be here. And then everything that I did here, I'm not gonna get, right? I'm just gonna. All right, let's carry on. I hope that it's clear. Everybody understood, or anybody needs a recap, another explanation, it's also fine. Let's put here what betting orders. I'm just gonna put explained on the chart. Perfect. Crystal clear. Very nice. Okay, let's carry on. Actually, I think we're done, right? Are we done? Yes, perfect. Will there be a stock rally or? I'm gonna. I don't know who. I don't remember who asked this question, but I'm gonna save it for how much time we have. We only have 10 minutes. That's a problem. So look, what I'm gonna do is this. I'm just gonna put here. I'm just gonna keep this question for now. Will there be a stock rally? I'm just gonna paste the links here. Just a second. Yeah, so as I was saying, I'm just gonna paste the links here on the chat. And then I'm gonna answer the question. This one is for AvaGo. This one is for login and deposit. If you're ready and you're ready to start moving. This is for further questions and help center, and this is for what keeps on happening, and this is for a real account. Okay, if you're done with the dummy account, with the demo account, you want to start moving. And this is for the academy. Guys, we have an excellent academy that we are using, okay, with tutorials and explanations and videos, even more than I've explained about different kind of things, and this is very, very helpful, and I suggest you'll see it. And here, this promotion is something that I'll give you at the end of the webinar. Okay, let's see if there is something else I wanted to contribute. Not at this point, not at this point. Let's keep it at this level. So the question here, if somebody can just comment who wrote this question, because there are a lot of other questions here, which unfortunately, guys, I'm very, very sorry, but I'm not gonna paste the questions that I'm seeing. A lot of questions, but we just don't have the time to answer, because this question is gonna take perhaps a few minutes, and then we're not going to have any more time. And I believe that the question that was here How does one close trade platform selecting take profit? I just explained about this question, so we're just gonna give an answer to the last one and we'll carry on. Eric, right, perfect. Eric, thank you. Can we calculate percentage down beforehand? The answer is yes. I'm just gonna give an answer to this question, and that's it. That's the last one. Can we calculate percentage down beforehand? The answer is yes. You can see here that I've done can we calculate percentage down beforehand? So the answer is if my balance 10,000 and I am potentially losing. How am I potentially losing, by the way? Because I've multiplied the units by movement, right? Or price difference, doesn't really matter. Okay, and then I have the sum, and then I know that if my potential loss is $500 out of $10,000, that means that this is 5%, right? I hope that this is what you asked for. Otherwise, I have no more time to go any further. Okay, so those are the answers for those questions. All right, will there be a market stock rally or a short recession? Let me ask you otherwise. Don't you think that we are in recession right now? Okay, so recession, can somebody explain to me what exactly is recession? Let's just understand this quickly. This is Eric's McConaughey question. Okay, so this is maybe one of the best questions that I've got in the past couple of days. I got it in my other lecture. So will there be a stock rally or short recession? Nobody promised that there will be a short recession, maybe a very, okay. So what determines the recession? What is recession by definition? People are not able to buy, right? It's a problem. Prices are too high. What happens if prices of products are too high? Then people buy less. What happens if people buy less? What happens if people buy less? Guys, this is the most basic okay, let me just show you the calendar in the meantime while I'm explaining, because this might be a little more advanced and I don't know if I'm supposed to show it to you or not. Just a second, come on. It will take me time to find it. Never mind. We'll try and understand as if. Exactly, perfect. What happens to the currency if people buy less? Let's suppose that I'm trading the dollar. I like to trade the dollar pairs, right? Dollar versus euro, dollar versus pound, dollar versus yen. What is happening to the dollar if people in the United States are buying less? Can anybody, what happens to the currency? Will currencies will go higher, or lower? If people buy less, will go low. Will go low, exactly. So if there is less usage in the currency, there is more of the currency, but there is less usage of the currency, right? Things are more, I want to buy a washing machine, but I can't. I don't have a lot of money. I want to buy a new car, but I can't. I don't have a lot of money. I used to a couple of years ago before COVID, but now everything is much more expensive. I used to buy real estate, but the mortgage is too much. okay? Because the interest rate is higher. The interest rate keep on increasing. What does that causing the people? What is the emotion that people get when they think of buying things and they can't because they just don't have a lot of money? What is this causing? Panic. Exactly. And fear. So people buy less. The economy, the government is trying to stable the economy, but they can't because the interest rate is too high. People buy less, and this is the result. Recession. Recession. Usually what happens after a recession, if it's by definition, again, if there is recession, what is the aftermath? What is the after effect? Anybody knows? When the government, when a country understand, when company understand that the prices are too high, what has to happen after that? If I'm a business and I'm selling a product and I understand that I've increased the price, now people don't buy anymore. What do I have to do? Exactly, to lower the prices, and in terms of a country, if I'm not a business, if I'm a country, okay, exactly, and then the economy should can stabilize. Interest rate will perhaps stop increasing. I don't know if decrease, but perhaps will just take a pause, or I don't know. Okay, so this is for today. I really hope Eric, I hope that you're still here. Very good. So thank you very much for coming today to the live Q&A webinar. I'm gonna give you here the code that I've promised. This is one of the most useful things that I can do for you, to give you a one-on-one premium market review. Okay, so I'm gonna paste it in the chat. Of course, it's a pleasure. I'm just doing it so many times, so this is why it's become occasional. So I'm pasting it on the chat. It's been a pleasure, guys, to give you this webinar today. Thank you, Akila. Thank you. It's good seeing you, everyone. I wish you best of luck. Make a lot of money. And that's it. Enjoy the rest of the week. Thank you very much.